I have a very controversial statement here. I think he
Sure.
does not have any chance of winning eight championship anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Hey guys,
Hello.
welcome to YouTube channel of F1 Banter Crew. Today we are going to discuss some controversial opinions that we have seen in comments on F1 posts as well as on our F1 on our Instagram channel. So I will read them out to you, and you let me know what you think about these controversial opinions. La la la.
La, 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 la.
Okay, Carlos Sainz is world champion material in a world championship winning car.
I mean,
Depends on
maybe.
which car. Depends on which car.
In the best car that you can imagine for Carlos to win a championship.
Yeah, like technically Red Bull is the best car, but I don't see him be a world champion there because Verstappen and Red Bull are better combination. That's the
Yeah, I
case.
mean, Carlos has talent, though. I mean, his performance this year has been no less than a world champion. So, I mean, I can agree with that statement probably like 80%.
Mm-hmm.
But if the team gives him the preference for the vehicle design
Of course.
versus the other primary driver,
Yeah, yeah.
then yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, he
And
he drives well. He has won a whole bunch of Grand Prix,
Mm-hmm. And he's a very
and
smart driver. He makes good strategy calls.
yes, sure, he does good overtakes without crashing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He probably also has very low number of DNFs,
Yes.
all in all, because he's usually in the top of the grid to
Yeah.
start the race as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, all in all, if you consider all the factors for his, like, I mean, even after a surgery, he came back and won a Grand Prix in 2024. That itself says a lot.
Yeah, yeah. So in a car that is good enough, and given that he has his team support, he can potentially win a world championship.
he can definitely be a number one driver in all the other teams other than Red Bull.
Yeah, very true.
Like in terms of a scoring point, like he would be the first driver who scores the higher point.
Yeah, yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that. Okay, next one. On a car which is set up for Checo, Max will lag 20 seconds behind Checo. So basically, switch between what we see right now.
Fuck off. Yeah, not that. I don't think so. Maybe we are just helping Perez bring next to Verstappen, not Verstappen going behind 20 seconds. Hey,
Mm.
not possible.
I mean, I feel like Max is a good driver. Even though you give him a bad car or a good car, when
He will
he
still
was,
get
yeah,
more than what's possible for that car.
yes, he has fear of his father, and sometimes support of Helmut Marko, who are cheering for him, and then Christian Horner is his supporter, but sometimes he's also in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, in that situation, I think Max is a good driver in any kind of car, but he has not been tested in different teams yet.
Right.
Since he's in,
He has never driven for any other team except
exactly.
any Red Bull car.
Yeah, he has to go that way
Hmm.
for everyone else to know what can happen.
Yeah, true. Okay, next one. Ferrari should have fired Charles instead of Carlos.
I think you should answer that. You go for it. What's your take on that?
Oh, I can't.
Like,
Given current standings, Charles is still on top of Carlos with like few points, but Carlos has won 2 races, and he is behind Charles only because he missed a whole race. So if he raced, he would have been in front of Charles, which makes him the leader for Ferrari right now. But that doesn't answer the question. I feel for strategic driving, Carlos is a more strategic driver than Charles is. But
Yep.
on a race pace, I think Charles is still faster than Carlos. So yeah, maybe it's a close decision, but
I mean, I feel like for Charles, he needs to mature up as a driver but Carlos is already there. Like he has the
Yeah.
mental stability to take quick decisions in tough times.
Yeah. And he is very adaptive. He will adapt to what is thrown at him, and he will try to get best out of it. More than Charles. Not that Charles wouldn't, but more than what Charles probably can.
Yeah, and he doesn't get upset as much as Charles.
Oh yeah, yeah. Charles is very dramatic about how he reacts to stuff. Okay, Oscar Piastri will get his first F1 win before Lando Norris.
Okay, only in one circumstance. This is only possible in one circumstance where Lando is not in the race at all.
Oh,
Like technically, let's say there is a race where Piastri is in the forefront, like he's running for the leader, and Lando is at 7th and 8th, maybe yes. But if it's the case of what happened with McLaren during like Danny and Lando's race,
yeah.
Lando is will get the number one position. Like there are gonna be team orders, and Lando will have the first win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I love Oscar for his driving style and his kind of rigor to win. But I feel like being a senior driver, they're gonna give more preference to Lando. And in that case, I mean, it's a tough call. I mean, if Oscar's car is performing better than Lando's in the same race, but they have different tire strategies or they have different strategies for pit stops, then in those cases, there can be a different situation between two drivers. Like one of the races in 2024 where Lando was mostly driving on hards, where he could have driven on mediums and be much faster than what he was. I think it was the Jeddah circuit where they had like a plan, but that didn't work out that well. So in that case, Oscar was ahead of him, and he was ahead of him in points as well for some time.
Okay, let's tweak this question a little bit. If one McLaren was going to be P1 in qualifying in the next race, hypothetically, one McLaren was sure to be on the pole, who would it be?
Oh, definitely Lando at his current pace.
At this point, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's definitely Lando is going to be on the forefront.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Next question. Lewis Hamilton has more chances of winning his 8th World Championship with Ferrari than Mercedes.
I have a very controversial statement here. I think he does not have any chance of winning 8th championship anymore.
Yeah. That's not a question. Question is more chances with Ferrari instead of Mercedes. If there was 1% chance, then what 1% would be with Ferrari and not Mercedes?
That's a tough ask.
I think with what Ferrari has been giving this year,
maybe yes.
Their development
makes better sense for him.
Has been upwards from last year's car. And Mercedes is going backwards. If you see this year's cars versus last year's cars, this year's start has been the worst in like 10 years. Given the number of points they have gotten in the first 3 races.
It's Hamilton's worst start as well.
Yeah.
Right?
And also, I mean, I feel like Lewis is not driving with as much rigor that he would, because in the beginning of the season itself, he has decided that, okay, I'm going to leave. So when you have, I mean, I feel like when you have that less of a attachment towards a certain family in F1, then you're not going to perform for them, because, I mean, you are like, okay, I'm just here to stroll around, and that's okay. I already have money, and I got more money next year.
Yeah.
There are only 2 strolls. This guy cannot stroll more.
Yeah.
Bad joke intended. Thank you.
But the opposite is shown by Carlos. He's like, oh, I'm gonna win every race that's possible here, and I'm gonna show that what mistake Ferrari has done.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I again agree with Ashu here that I don't think that Hamilton is going to have that much of a mental strength and confidence to win, because in the initial first 3 seasons where he was world champion, he was going up on his scale, and then for next 4 he was just plateauing because nobody was competing with him at that strong of a pace. But when he lost to Max, the video that he's just like almost broken down and just like sitting there hopeless, that moment where he lost all his confidence was just way beyond anybody's imagination. And after that, he never came back.
Yeah, true. He has not won. No, he has not won a race after. So yeah, okay. I don't have more. So these were our today's controversial opinions. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Let us know your controversial opinions and we will discuss them in our next video. If you like our content, please like, share, subscribe and send it to your friends who are F1 geeks like us. See you in the next video.
Give us more
Bye.
controversies.